So today, guys, I wanted to talk about 7 aircraft that were leaked but didn't get added. The 7 vehicles that they actually leaked. Your are main leakers, of course. Olivia, the Baidu leaker, and of course, or Mike or whatever, and the Discord, right? All of these leakers leaked a lot of things, and most of them were right in the terms that they got added this year, but some of them are postponed for next year, or they're working on. We don't know why they didn't get added, because normally they get most of the stuff right. So these lists, they are coming from someplace, right? But here are the 7 aircraft that didn't make it to the game, although they were in these lists. And remember, guys, honestly, unless somebody else starts to do these leaks that start to get basically correct, I will only trust in these 3 leakers that I talked about. Mike, which is from Baidu, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the same leaker. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. The Discord, and Olivia, which is also in the Discord, so it makes sense, right? So let's start. We start off with the Germans. The Germans got leaked that they would receive 2 Swiss aircraft. The F5E would be one, which would be just a normal F5E, but for the Germans. It would be cool because the Germans don't really have an aircraft that it's close to the F5E, besides the MiG-21 in some areas, but even then it's kind of different, right? So it would be cool to see it. Hopefully it gets added next year. Hopefully it's not a premium. Hopefully it's not an event vehicle, because I think, although it is a copy-paste, probably because of it being a copy-paste, I don't think it's really fair to add it as an event vehicle or premium, right? So hopefully it's neither of those if this aircraft gets added. The second German aircraft that didn't get added and it was leaked is the F-18C. Yes, the F-18, the Hornet, I think it was teased like this week with the decal, so we will probably see the F-18 being added very, very soon, like probably next patch, maybe the one after that. I have a feeling that we will see these F-18s being added not only for Germany, because remember, it's been confirmed that the F-18, when it gets added, it will on the very least be for the US, right? So if the Germans get one F-18, the US will get one at the same time, right? So yeah, and I don't need to talk too much about the F-18. Everybody kind of knows what it is. Naval, multi-role aircraft from the 80s. Very much an upgrade in some areas to what we saw with the F5, like kinda, the idea is it kind of came from that with the YF-17. So it's an incredible aircraft. I think it needs to be added. It's a long ago time that it should have been added already. So it would make a lot of sense, right? So it's unfortunate that it didn't get added. At least the Germans got their Eurofighter, which is at least a top tier jet that the Germans needed, but it's still, it's still missing. The F-18 is still missing to be added, right? The next one is another F5, but now for France, the NF5A, for the Netherlands, for France. So yes, of course, the Netherlands is in France as a subtree, and the F5 for them, the NF5A, the Freedom Fighter, would be added to the French. It would be very cool. Nothing too crazy. It's pretty much just a copy-paste of the F5. So I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but it would be an interesting addition, another type of aircraft to the French. It wouldn't be anything different from what we already know from the F5s, right? And then we go for the Chinese. The Chinese actually had 3 leaks. They started with the JH7, just a normal one without the designation. Some sources were even claiming that it would be a premium aircraft, but eventually we got just the normal JH7A that we have in the game, and the JH7 never got added. So I don't know, maybe they will add a new premium being the new JH7, an earlier model out of it without guided weaponry or something. Probably that would be the case, right? To make place or to basically substitute the A5C that they are removing in the sale happening right now. So it would make sense, right? and then two fighters, the J-10B and the J-11B, both versions of aircraft that are already in the game. The J-10B, of course, being that good old upgrade to the J-10A, right? 55 of those were built. Some people claim that they even tested the IASA radar on it and new engines and stuff, but in a general sense, it would be a PESA radar, IRST, some upgrades here and there to be able to be a little bit more, you know, efficient on its mission. Definitely kind of a 4+ generation aircraft, you know, 4.5 or whatever. So it would be cool to see it. And the J-11B, I think it is more of the same. I mean, it's a flanker, but it is interesting because it's mostly a domestic version of the flanker for the Chinese, right? So everything is kind of built in China, the engine including, and these engines are the WS-10, so they are pretty strong, very good engines. And together with that, of course, they still have the normal 10 pylons, but apparently there was some prototypes that used the double pylon for the PL-12. The PL-12 being the main missile, something that the J-11A does not use. And of course, instead of the R-73, I mean, it can use the R-73 too, but the secondary missile, the other missile that it can use would be the PL-8B, a version of the PL-8 of the Python 3 with IRCCM that can be added to that aircraft. So it would be pretty much a J-11A that has all these sorts of things that would make it a very domestic flanker for the Chinese, right? And talking about flankers, the last one that was leaked by Olivia, but also by the decal that they posted this week that I talked about with the F-18, the Su-30SM. I don't need to talk too much about this. I already did a whole bunch of videos about it, of course, so I'm not gonna waste too much time on it to wrap the video up. But at the end of the day, remember, replaced version intending of the Su-27, canards, thrust vectoring, stronger engines, PESA radar with the bars, one of the best radars they built. Of course, the Airbus is better, but the bars, it's still a pretty good radar. He would be the first hybrid radar, being able to do mechanical and electronic scanned array radar scans, you know. And of course, he would turn 90 degrees to the left, to the right, upwards and downwards. So a pretty advanced radar. 12 pylons, can carry 14 missiles with the double pylon of the R-77. It's just a 4.5 generation for the Russians, right? So yeah, guys, basically this is it. 7 vehicles that were leaked but didn't get added in 2024. Of course, we need to wait and see how these things will be added, if they are going to be added at all. I think most of these will be added, so we have to wait a little bit, but we will probably see them in 2025. So let me know in the comments, what do you think is the most exciting vehicle of all of these that were leaked this year to come next year? Let me know in the comments. I see you guys on the next one. Subscribe, leave a like, and bye guys. See you.